guys, happy spring. So it has been super crazy around here. Just springtime is so busy for us, and we're trying to finish up school, and we have some big things going on at our house. But I wanted to give you an update of our plants and what I figured out was going on with my health. So last I think I left you off is we were making cookies, and I was just recovering after dealing with being in bed for almost 2 months. And Dr. Natasha says sometimes your body will almost feel like it reverts and you start reacting to everything. Well, first I started reacting to nightshades. I was having like seizure-like mental, one thing felt like a stroke. I was having, in this eye, I was having peripheral light zigzags for like 20 minutes. I didn't have any like physical signs of a stroke other than the visual. And I did feel off. But anyway, so I had issues with nightshades. Then I realized cabbages and Brussels sprouts, high fiber foods, were bothering me. And then I removed those. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I am going crazy on fermented foods. And my SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, flared like crazy. And I think that actually is what contributed to the systemic histamines. So after removing the ferments, I started removing dairy. I just kept removing because I was still having these awful tremors all night long, and I just felt awful. It wasn't just tremors, it was like my blood pressure was off, like something, like everything was off in my body. So I am actually on a no plant GAPS diet, and I'm doing it histamine related. So I'm actually making all my food fresh, and I do freeze some of it, so I can just pull it out of the freezer. I eat about 2, maybe 3 times a day. Dominic, hold on. I have beef, chicken, and egg yolks. I'm not even having egg whites. So all very fresh, and then sometimes I even take a DAO enzyme or a histamine thing under my tongue to help if I feel like the histamines are still present after eating. I'm going to link a few articles below that helped me a lot figuring out the systemic histamines. One part that threw me off is what didn't have a rash. Most histamines, like I had the throat tightening after I was eating, phlegm, crazy stomach, like all sorts of other things. I couldn't find the rash. Well, it was on my back. So after I realized, oh, I have this itchy rash on my back, it came together that not only did I have what most people understand as histamines, but I also had the histamine excess in my central nervous system, which caused all these tremors. So after figuring out that I can eat just 2 or 3 foods, I am slowly reincorporating meat stock. Like when I make a little bag of chicken legs, I freeze some of the meat stock, and I use like these ice cube sizes, like 2 to 3 per, at least once or twice a day. But I do notice it at night. The more I have and the more die-off there is, the more histamine release there is. So I'm trying to pace myself. Like if I did too much the day before, I'll only do a little bit the next day. It's very much a balancing act. But my energy, the 2 weeks of my immune system cycle that I was in bed the past 2 months, I was up and productive and not trudging around. And since then, I've been super energetic, able to drive and do all sorts of things that my brain fog would really like hinder me with and make me feel overwhelmed and have anxiety. So I really think if somebody's dealing with histamines, they might have to do the no plant GAPS histamine version or whatever. I don't know. It seems to be really helping me a lot. So I'm gonna take a minute and go through all my plants with you if anybody's interested in seeing. We did a lot of different kinds of plants this year between peppers and tomatoes, of course. We have lettuces and huckleberries and zinnias and a toothache plant. So I'll just show you what those look like. And hopefully, I'm hoping to do some really big gardening videos. We're going to be setting up some really cool big gardens this spring. if we can. We have a lot going on. But you'll see those plants as they mature, or hopefully we can show you the flowers and the benefits of all these cool plants. So here's our lettuce bowls. And back there we have some lanky sunflowers and nasturtiums and poppies. And what do we got over here? I think this is, of course everything's backwards, parsley and asparagus, and this might be calendula. I can't, that's the cabbage. I can't reach it. Then there's some zinnias. We're trying a habanada this year. This is a huckleberry plant, and this is a ground cherry plant. Both of those should be really delicious with any berries we have in the summer, making delicious preserves. I'm going to be sharing videos if I can without using sugar. Some cosmos, more zinnias and tomatoes, and these huckleberries I must have started too soon because they're putting on flowers. Silly huckleberries. It's a pretty flower. This is all a little quieter, boys. This is all chamomile. I'm excited to have a lot of tea this winter. And then I really need to get some of these cabbages planted, and onions are over here. Down here we sprouted ginger from the store, and that's turning out. We have a few of them going, and okra everywhere else, which looks a little shady. That also needs to be planted out. And then there's some more peppers. So these have been neglected, which is why they are on my counter, so I can watch them. Some zinnias. What is this? Celosia and more zinnias. And we have amaranth. Amaranth makes really good spinach type leaves for eating. Blue spice basil. I got a free seed packet for that, so we're going to try that. And my cinnamon basil, and I have lemon basil and some mustard. I want to make mustard with, like, harvest mustard seeds and make a perennial area with mustard. And then these are all our peppers, which look amazing. So we have our jalapenos, just a couple cayenne, poblano, paprika, and I think in here is a black Hungarian, which is like a jalapeno, and then some bananas, and these are all California Wonder. These are my sweet peppers. And lastly, these sweet potatoes are doing awesome. I did start these really early, 'cause sometimes they take forever. About the same time I did the peppers. And they like send these shoots up, and then underneath there'll be a root system that you just plant the whole thing. And from what I understand, you can just plant them even if they don't have a strong root system. The green part you can plant. So I'm hoping that will be enough sweet potatoes. I did start our lemon drop and melon in our just regular melons, the orange kind. And these are all our squashes in here just now sprouting. And what's down here? I can't read these. Oh, cucumbers. Pickling. Yeah, you can't really see anything. Maybe. There you go. Our cucumbers. So, the one thing that is a treat when you're on a histamine diet, or for me, that I can tolerate, is a little bit of ginger tea. I'm very, like, this actually helps SIBO a lot because it helps motility. Oftentimes the bacteria overgrow and yeast comes in and parasites to clean up the small intestines, and they further paralyze the motility. So the ginger tea, and I've actually been back into coffee enemas, and now that and that's because I'm stronger. I ease my way in, and also detox baths. So I think I'm getting back to my baseline with certain detox protocols, just not with the food and not with the ferments. But that's fine. If my body needs healing foods right now, which like the meat foods and the fats, that's fine. I have to use coconut oil as my main fat. I need to find some lard or tallow, but actually I think I'm sticking to tallow because pork doesn't have a lot of histamines, but it can cause histamines. I don't know. So, and I did notice that in my own self. Of course, you know, I have to experience it, and then I look it up. Oh yeah, pork can cause something in your body to release more histamine. So I was going to just stick to tallow as a fat to try to keep increasing fats to help heal my intestines. And I really hope that my body is being very particular and I can read the signs, because I'm actually getting healthier and my inflammation is down so much that I can actually see the inflammation happen. Whereas before I was just so inflamed, you couldn't notice one thing from the next. So I'm excited about seeing this change. I'm gonna go enjoy my ginger tea, try to organize all these plants, and hopefully it might be a few weeks, maybe in a couple months, but we will show you everything that we're doing, all these new cool builds for the gardens. I look forward to sharing that with you. So anyways, thanks for watching, and always remember, you're the best and you're beautiful.